Not all par fours are easy. Not all par fours are reachable in two. Not all par fours require a driver. Not all par fours are too long or too short. They all vary so much, don't they? And this is a perfect example. I can't see the fairway. I've got a little black and white pole that tells me where the fairway is, but it's blind. Okay, it's a 370 yard par four. And all I can see in the distance is kind of that, I feel like the shape of the hole, almost kind of like V's in. So the further I go down the hole, the narrower it gets. Now I could hit driver here, leaving myself inside of 100 yards, a flick of a second shot leading to a birdie. But if that driver goes a little bit offline into the trees, we're in trouble. We're chipping and we've got to chip out sideways. We might not have a view to the green. So there's many problems that could occur by being overly aggressive. This hole in my club selection now, and that might not be exactly what you would do on this particular hole, but try and relate it to a hole that you would play in your golf course. The risk and the reward factor that you will face on a hole-to-hole basis at your own golf course to try and help put that into perspective. So I've got a 3-wood, which I'm hoping leaves me short of where it really starts to narrow out. If so, I've got a straightforward second shot. If not, I've got an interesting second shot. Oh, I love this thing. Oh, TSR3 is so good. He's definitely the best 3-wood they've ever done, by the way. The ones before that were a bit pony. Right, I feel like this couldn't have worked out much better. Now, 3-wood had definitely narrowed out, probably narrowed out about 30, 40 yards behind where I am now. So I honestly think if I'm playing this hole again, I'm probably hitting a 3-iron. Now I know obviously I'm in position A right now, and I've only got in 90 yards. So I've hit this 280 yards off the tee. Honestly, it was beautiful. Such a good strike, such a good feel. Am I going to do that every single time? I hope so, but probably not. The safest place for me is in the thicker part of the fairway, 50 yards further back. But I'm going to take it. At 90 yards into the flag. Again, this is where I think golf watches are so much better than rangefinders. I can't see any part of that green whatsoever. I don't know if the flag's front, middle or back. All I can do right now is just focus on 90 yards, slightly uphill, maybe a little bit further, 95. Hope that I hit the right yardage. Sun's blinded me. Oh, there it is, I pushed it. It looks like a decent yardage, just a bit of a push. So again, club selection there for me. I could probably hit full out 58 degree, which I think is about 100 yards. I don't hit that shot very often because I don't feel like I have much control of it. Now, ironically, I've also missed that about 30 foot to the right. So I need to work more on control of this one. Sometimes with these little shots here, I get a little bit stuck in there and I've got to keep the club more in front to hit down and feel like I'm swinging it more left, so I can manage to keep the club a little bit more on plane. That's my own personal swing issue. We've all got our own individual ones that we need to battle and fight. Club selection off the tee based on the shot I hit was absolutely perfect. Wouldn't have played it again if I known how this hole kind of really narrows in. Second shot's pretty good. This would be one of those holes on your scorecard where you feel like you can make your score up. So if you're an 18 handicapper and you've got a shot a hole, I feel like this is the sort of length of hole and the straight enough overall that you could maybe make your par, and you make one up. It's the equivalent of me making a birdie. If you can make a par net birdie, you are happy days, isn't it? So there's going to be holes like this where you feel like you can make up a score, and there's going to be other holes where you feel like you're going to really struggle and almost have to accept the bogey. But don't forget, if you've got a shot on that hole, it's a net par. It's a par. It's not a bogey, it's a par. But if you can beat your handicap on the occasional hole, you're making birdies, which is what we want. We love birdies. Right, we've got an outside, this flag is literally on the very front edge. We've got an outside chance of birdie coming down the hill from a good 30 feet. Very difficult to get close to that flag. because of where it's positioned on the green. Again, you'll find that on golf courses that you may play a bit more regular and you know where the flag is. If I'd known the flag was that far forward, I wouldn't have been thinking I'm going to get really close to it, because if you land it off the green, then it's a bit of a disaster for your next shot, whether you put it or chip it. Sometimes you get a bit too cute with it. Whereas here, I just know, you know what, middle of the green. I've overshot it, but I'm on the green and I'm putting for birdie. But to this sort of distance as well now though, I have to get this first putt inside of 2 feet to hole out for par. 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot leaves me with a very difficult par putt. Right, a little bit right to left as I go down the hill. Simmer there, simmer there, simmer, 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 simmer. Pretty good, happy with that. Am I still on camera, guys? I'm not sure, I think so, should be. I've got 2 foot. Happy days. That first putt is vital. You mess that up, you knock it 5 foot past, 5 foot short, it's an easy 3-putt bogey, and it's so frustrating after hitting 2 fantastic shots, 370 yards, and then not being able to get it close from 10 yards. So that's where putting is so important. Get plenty of practice in, learn to understand pace putting as well as you possibly can, and scores will drop just from putting alone. But club selection, shot selection, check the lie, check your setup, pre-shot routine, put everything into your golf swing that you need to do. Think of your rotation. So much to think about on a hole-to-hole basis. It takes a lot of concentration, but the more you do it, the more second nature it also becomes. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please hit that subscribe button. It does make a massive difference. But from the fantastic Clevedon Golf Club, this is beautiful, this place. Absolute hidden gem in the southwest of England in Bristol. My new home. Also, guys, if you want coaching, one-to-one coaching from myself, check me out on the Skillest app, and I'll be really happy to welcome you to the stable.